This terrible hat was delivered to the wrong address. I'm going to use it. I'm just going to read this piece. It's called Phone Blown, for those of you who would rather listen than read. Phone Blown. The third time the little devil screen falls with a sordid thump to my chest where I lay in the greasy new blinking version of bedtime, I sneer to myself. What is this? In olden days, it would have been a book collapsing to surprise my face in those first seconds of sleep. The drunken boxer optimism of the half-awake would then lurch eyes back to the beginning of the paragraph for another death bout tottering at the same string of words. Now, though, it's worse. The same delusion of the sleep drunk will grope at covers for the phone where it glows, raise it up squinting, and thumb anew the gruel of a million voices. When self-contempt finally outran the zombie scroll, I summoned all remaining character and moral force. I flopped the device away from me to the deep sill of the window behind. Oh, but its bad gleam is still there, fouling the room. I dig deeper. There's the strength. There's the true grit. I heave up from the pillows. I turn and paw the thing to full off. My mouth is open now as I lay back and feel my brain. I just blew my own brains out, I think. Why would I do that? My head feels empty, but not the good kind. There are high electronic sounds in there and not a thought of my own in sight. If I hadn't just voltage fried the capacity for memory, I would be remembering that delicious drop to ledges of half-dream when your body sinks towards sweet caverns of sleep on its own. Now it's just the empty buzzing left by the phone's staccato shards. Oh, wait, there is a thought. I am recalling the antiseptic seethe of a 2 a.m. lobby in one shiny chain motel I find it necessary to stay in on the occasional work trip. This place is bright at all hours and whines with screens. There are high tables with outlets awaiting laptops, and what's left of local news is looping traffic reports and banter above. I don't bother wincing at the decor anymore. Oversized mason jars of beans and oats are anchored to a green color wall, telling little lies about farm kitchens. Beneath them is a counter where the auto waffles and the egg product will be rolled out later. Beneath cartoon large chairs are positioned beside a display shelf of blank books with the page ends turned outward. Everywhere the lost real is being faked harder and larger in commerce and tech. Yes, my brain spit out as it is from the scrolling and left there blasted to seek sleep best it can, vibrates as empty and misled as these lobbies. This can't be good, I think. Now, I had proven I wasn't a phoneaholic by being off of it mostly for the previous month, or rather most of 3 weeks, or 2 weeks of the previous month. But do tiny proofs matter at all when the thing then falls on you in bed the third time? Do these micro breaks signify when the choppy fare has clearly bleached your brain clean like a reef going dead? I've made rules so many times. No phones in bed. Broken. Plug it in downstairs like Janine does. Broken. Fucking read, this former book freak says through clenched teeth to herself. Broken. Still surrounded by books, I do read them in fits, benders, and bits. But the books used to be what one fell into. Growing up, books were the cable to my cable car. Bored? Book. Waiting? Book. Going to bed, eating, brushing teeth? Book. Awake? Book. Now, I catch myself wondering if the book bans. Can you believe we now say that in passing? Like hearing Fire Season for the first time with horror and now it's old hat? Wondering if the book bans will even matter. I know there are plenty of readers still around, but society-wide, it seems like us and our phones are pretty much on the road to obeying the bans in advance. If a book lays open on a table and nobody reads it, is it still a book? See lesson number 1, do not obey in advance. Timothy Snyder's On Tyranny. On this night of the falling phone, though, I had listened in the car earlier to the professor of history and writer Heather Cox Richardson, HCR, who now does a lot of video too. It is good. I am grateful. The soul-sucking screen incidents so often start with something like this that is splendid and necessary. That is the rub and the rub. So, HCR had one excellent and definitive piece on the unfortunate wartime's necessity of blue states gerrymandering. As I drove and listened to her, in addition to endorsing the blue gerrymander as necessary, she exalted examples of resistance, including Stephen Colbert tearing the place apart in his final 10 months with CBS, and South Park pulling the pins out of every grenade at Paramount+. I had determined crisply as I slid into bed that I would do the right thing and catch up on Colbert's valiant and profane march toward his wrongful departure, and watch Rebel South Park for the first time. I went to YouTube to do so. These days I listen to most everything through YouTube. That is not a recommendation. That is just a practice. The problem with YouTube, besides all of the problems with YouTube, is that now it is spiced everywhere you land with that grand mal menace, short video. We used to be safe from short video if we steered clear of TikTok, us and our susceptible little brains. For those of you pure of mind and not on any of the garbage patch whirl of social media, Instagram was photos only not so long ago, not short video. Substack and its kin were newsletters, not short video. Twitter, now Blue Sky or Threads, was short text, not short video. And YouTube was longer content only. But now, short video, or as I call it, that devil lick, is everywhere. It tempts and teases the mind right off its tracks and leaves it there stuck in short spins for a long time. It is bad for consciousness. What do we really have once our consciousness is broken? It's like trying to roll forward on a snapped axle. The dastardly conundrum I faced by the next morning's light, though, red of eye for sure, is that devil lick, short video, is angel too. It also shows the hourly proofs of a common impulse, expressed by everywhere talents. By impulse, I take the lead definition, which is a compelling force. To witness a compelling force expressed in common and with utterly distributed talent is most heartening. For one thing, if your algorithm is anything like mine, you will, with your bleary eyes and dogged thumb, witness the most searing humor across ordinary people. The laughter of the aghast is offered up all day long in every form. Where we had near only Jon Stewart all of those junk years of George W., now there is a riot of American voices being vicious and so funny about the state of things. From their cars, from a sidewalk, from a random room at home. Where before we had the evening news, and I acknowledge all we miss about having those facts in common, now we can see through 1,000 eyes not just what things are happening, but also how our fellows, how our kin are responding. We can watch blistering good speakers giving hell at GOP town halls. We can see skilled and earnest citizen rescuers at a flood site. We can see the noisy and splendid belligerence of so many on overpasses and street sides saying, "Fuck this." So that foul phone glowing ill is also ever serving up that very sweetest thing, evidence of the common impulse. A favorite old book that used to drop on my face is E.M. Forster's Howard's End. Its famous final words are, of course, only connect. Here's the morning angel move my phone finally made. I woke thinking about a chat had with my protest artist mom that we should dress up in that bullshit ice warrior gear, add big belly pillows to mock their stumbling girth, and wear Groucho glasses or red rubber clown noses to mark their brutal absurdity. I was washed glad when a Yes short video showed me two women strutting toward a detention center in full ice get-ups with big fake mustaches and red rubber clown noses being so funny into the camera and so brave. No evening news, no 400-page book read, just a few minutes of strangers on film that imprinted on me the truth of our common impulse in a shared time. Don't only lament, is my thought. It is human to wring hands over all change as loss, but it is not accurate, and it makes the story we are living through less interesting to tell. To think we would be the only and the first crop of humans to live in times that were solely dark, not the writhing twist of darkness and light both, would be hubris indeed. Someone stared bleary by candlelight at a tablet till it bashed them in the face. I know it. We have blinked at history's times, at once so dark, but next to such light before, is my thought. Thanks.